Hello and welcome to another episode of Bahrain Now, your source of local initiatives, happenings, talents, and trends from around the Kingdom of Bahrain. I'm your host, Khalid Hijris, here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments and personalities from around the island. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. The Kingdom of Bahrain has a profound sense of sportsmanship and hospitality, and so it should come as no surprise that these national values would culminate in Bahrain acting as the host for the third edition of the Asian Youth Games. Under the patronage of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Bahrain Asian Youth Games 2025 will unite athletes from 45 countries to compete in a plethora of sports and competitions with a total of 4,000 expected participants. And to tell us more, we are delighted to be joined here by the Deputy Chair for the Executive Committee of the Third Asian Youth Games, Mr. Ahmed Abdulghaffar. Welcome, how are you doing today?
Well, thanks for having me. I'm doing very well.
It's such a pleasure to have you here. Now, just to start us off, can you tell us about the significance of Bahrain hosting the third edition of the Asian Youth Games?
Well, this is a very monumental event for the sports in Asia, because the OCA has a full schedule when usually they plan major Asian Games and Youth Asian Games. So just to get the hosting in less than 12 months is something that's significant for the Kingdom of Bahrain and for sports all across Asia.
Absolutely, and I think recently we've seen a lot of great things in the sporting world and in the sporting landscape of Bahrain. Last year, I believe we had the ISF as well, which was another international and quite monumental sporting event. So I think Bahrain's reputation as a hub for sportsmanship in the region has become quite evident. Can you go into a bit more detail about how Bahrain earned this privilege?
Well, this was quite a surprise, as Uzbekistan was supposed to host the third edition of these games. However, due to logistical and some venues are still under construction, they were unable to meet the deadline. So within, let's say, less than 2 weeks, Bahrain was offered the hosting of the games, and it was announced in January, and to host the games in October. So we had a very short time to prepare.
And speaking of preparations, I mean, I'm sure that prepping for an event of this magnitude is very hectic. I mean, rewarding, but also hectic. So could you tell us a little bit about what you and your team's day-to-day operations look like?
Well, I mean, since the establishment of the higher committee headed by His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad, they made a decision to execute and assign an executive committee. So since the start, we actually started doing the organizational elements before decisions were made as far as team members. So we are not only looking into the preparation of the venues, but also we have to work out the logistical elements of the games, which includes receiving the teams coming in through the airport, transportation, accommodation, and also nutrition and catering. And then also on top of that, we have to make sure the venues are prepared for the competitions. So we look into the IT side of things, setting up the venues from a IT perspective for the live scoring, games and timing systems, as well as the executing of the game plan basically for each individual sport.
That's incredible, and it's really great to see as well that so much consideration goes into things beyond the activities. I think it's very easy, especially looking from the outside in, kind of, you're thinking mostly about the activities. You don't really think about, for example, the venues, the catering, like you said, people might have dietary restrictions. They might have, they're obviously going to need the nutrition if they're going to be competing in all of those competitions and sports. And I think, again, going back to what I said earlier, I think that really reflects the spirit of sportsmanship and hospitality, which the Kingdom of Bahrain is very well known for. And it's something that permeates throughout all fabrics of our society. Exactly. And on that note, I want to ask you, how important, or what is the significance of athleticism, do you think, throughout the Kingdom of Bahrain?
Well, I mean, just by having sports in our culture, it's embedded in our culture, and we can see it throughout the grassroots, let's say, of sports like football, and then you see the athletes progress all the way into elite sports. And then when we talk from the hosting side, Bahrain, maybe over the last 30 years, managed to establish itself as a sporting hub, whether it's Formula One, Ironman, World Aquatics High Diving, DP World Tour Golf. So we have a wide array of sports that are very popular, and then it's putting Bahrain on the sporting map as well.
Absolutely. And I think throughout this experience, like we've mentioned before, I think it must be very hectic, but at the same time, I think that you come out of an experience like this with some personal anecdotes or personal stories that make the experience all the more rewarding. Do you have any such stories to share?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the most rewarding thing is sitting in on the meetings with His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad. His personal interest and dedication to the success of these games. So he's very hands-on, detail-oriented, and he gives us clear instructions that we act upon. And then what's even more rewarding is that we are focusing on the Bahraini national in organizing these games. So our young volunteers, our young team members are the actual pride of what we're doing. Everybody talks about legacy in hosting any games, and throughout the discussion, the legacy of these games will be empowering the youth in the organizational elements of the sporting event, as well as the youth athletes that are going to compete. So we're training a lot of volunteers. We're developing their skills in event management and sports management. So I think that's going to be the biggest takeaway of these games.
Very well said. And I think that in the Kingdom of Bahrain, we can see it from, like you said, kind of like a grassroots level up until like government and leadership, just how important sports and basically getting involved in the sense of community or physical activity, that's very important. There's been a large emphasis, especially recently, that I'm noticing anyways, of how vital that is to our society for health, well-being, and as well community, because I think a huge part of it, like you're mentioning, is kind of like empowering even younger people through sports. And I think that shows a great investment in the younger generation of Bahrain as well, and keeping the older generation spry as well, and keeping us on our toes. Now, I'm wondering, have you gotten any feedback, or do you have any idea of what the international perception for Bahrain as a sports hub is like?
Well, I mean, coming off our very successful story in Paris 2024, as we were ranked #1 in between all Arab nations, that success does not come out of emptiness. It's a strategic build towards that goal. So in the sporting world, a lot of countries were surprised by Bahrain's performance, but we're not surprised as Bahrainis because we know all the hard work everybody is putting in. And now when we talk about Bahrain today in the sporting world, today we're interacting with 45 Asian countries that are going to get ready to come to Bahrain. So all of the Asian eyes are going to be on Bahrain during these games. And we have what's called NOC relations, and they're handling all the interactions with the different National Olympic Committees of Asia. So far, all the feedback has been fairly positive, and everybody's excited about coming to Bahrain in October.
That's wonderful to hear. And this is reaching into the future a bit, but if there's a message or a set of values that you would hope that participants, or even the volunteers or the staff behind the Bahrain Asian Youth Games of 2025 will carry with them after the event is concluded, what would you hope they would be?
As you know, probably sports are a unifying element in culture. So it's really going to be the highlight of the games is how Asia is unified in Bahrain. And then on top of that, we really want to inspire young athletes. Maybe today are going to be not participants, but viewers, and hopefully inspire them to get into sports and hopefully represent Bahrain one day in sports.
Inshallah. And is there any way that, like the everyday person can get involved with the Bahrain Asian Youth Games? Yes,
I mean, we have a registration link that's open for volunteers, and we so far have registered over 3,000 volunteers from all ages, from 12 years old to 71 years old. So anybody's welcome to join the team and join the effort and be involved in the Asian Games.
And can you describe to me, what was the support like from, again, back to grassroots levels all the way up to government support? How did that manifest throughout the preparations for the Asian Youth Games?
I mean, support has been phenomenal throughout on all levels. I mean, from the higher committee, we have all the governmental agencies, all the stakeholders are part of the organization as well. So it's not a one-person job. it's a team effort, and all of Bahrain is working towards the same goal, to host the best version of the third Asian Youth Games.
Absolutely, and I think it goes back to something that we've brought up is, again, that sense of community, showing that sportsmanship is also, it goes beyond just the physical activity, which is obviously great for physical health and prowess and all of that, but there's also that sense of community, and I think a huge part, personally, as a Bahraini, when I see Bahrain being responsible for hosting events such as this, I think it always goes back to our sense of hospitality, our sense of sportsmanship. We're thankfully a very cohesive culture, and we're very always open to bring new people and to welcome them into Bahraini society. And could you give us a hint as to what you see next for Bahrain in terms of the sports landscape? Are there any upcoming events, or do you have any personal hopes for what you'd like to see next?
Well, I mean, just yesterday it was announced that Bahrain is going to host the 2026 United World Wrestling World Championship. So we're not stopping here. We're continuing our sporting events and our hosting, and there are many to come. But I think that probably the closest after the Asian Youth Games will be the DP World Tour for golf in January.
That's wonderful. And just before we wrap up, is there anything else that you'd like to add? Is there anything you'd like our audience members to be aware of?
Well, I just want to, put the word out, basically, to welcome anybody who would like to attend the sporting events. We're hosting over 24 sports in 26 disciplines, so that's gonna, show you a variety of sports, maybe perhaps for the first time to be held in Bahrain. And also, we have a lot of major zones, so EWB will be one of the major sporting hubs there. So I welcome everybody to come and just enjoy themselves with their families. And it'll be an exciting time to be in Bahrain. Absolutely,
and I think it just goes to show you how capable Bahrainis are, especially when we put our minds to a task, no matter how large it may be. I mean, for a smaller country, we have a lot of heart, I think, in the Kingdom of Bahrain, yes. And that's what enables us to host such massive events. So a huge thank you to our leadership for making this possible, and a huge thank you to you and your team for all that you're doing, to all of the volunteers and to all of the participants. And hopefully we can have you back even after to tell us how the event has gone.
Yes, definitely. I'm happy to come back anytime, and thank you for hosting me today.
Thank you very much for joining us. Best of luck. Well, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We have even more coming up on this episode of Bahrain Now. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at what's going on beyond the studio in the following report.
King's Parkinson Center of Excellence opened in Bahrain, which is the first regional and tertiary movement disorders Parkinson's dementia clinic in partnership with Bahrain Specialist Hospital BSH.
I'm delighted that this program is now coming to the patients with Parkinson's in Bahrain, and it will bring all forms of new and established treatment for all people with Parkinson's in the Kingdom of Bahrain, from people who are very young, from in their 30s, to people who might be elderly in their 90s. Treatment is the same for all, and it will bring the latest form of advanced therapies in addition to what we normally have as well. So it's a great advance for all people with Parkinson's in the Kingdom of Bahrain.
I'm here to celebrate that King's College is coming to Bahrain. I think you are to congratulate getting King's College here. They are really first class concerning Parkinson's disease and movement disorders, from London originally, but now well established also in Dubai and soon here. That is a very good development for healthcare and for the patients here in Bahrain. So warm congratulations.
This launch brings world-class Parkinson's care closer to patients in the Kingdom and the wider Gulf region.
It's a privilege to be here in Bahrain. The first time I'm coming here, because the reason why we're here today, Complete King's College and International Faculty, is number one, we are first launching the first ever Center of Excellence of Parkinson's and Movement Disorders, Center of Excellence, King's College London, Dubai, here in Bahrain, in collaboration with Bahrain Specialist Hospital. The reason in part, it was like since last 4 or 5 years, what we are noticing actually, myself, all Bahraini Parkinson's patients coming in all the way from Bahrain to Dubai. They were saying that Dr. Mehta, before I've been taking them to London, and now because Parkinson Center of Excellence is in Dubai, we are coming to Dubai. So last 3-4 years, I felt that for every Baba and Mama to come to Dubai, they have to carry at least 4 or 5 carers with them. Can you imagine if you have a mother, you have to bring mother who are wheelchair bound, advanced Parkinson's, bringing in, to King's Dubai. So you need to take time off, and and the badly treated patients. They said, Dr. Mehta, we are very happy to come to Dubai rather before they're going to Germany, Turkey, and America and London. So then we thought, why can't we? It's actually patient's choice and patient's voice. That's what we say. Every time I hear, so last 3-4 years, we at King's Hospital London, Dubai have like 30-40 Bahraini Parkinson's patients all coming in. They're asking me, Dr. Mehta, why? So I need to thank our CEO, Kimberly Pierce, that when we discussed about it, they said, why don't we go to Bahrain to the patients rather than they coming to us? So this is the reason why we're here today. Yesterday, I think I'm glad if you can highlight this, there were 60 Bahraini Parkinson's patients joined us. 30 of them are Bahraini Parkinson's patients being treated by us at King's Dubai. The rest 30, the word of mouth. The patient talks and say that we are coming, so they all came. I'm sure they all came to see the guest of honor, but they want to see us, they want to ask us, they want to see, and I'm very delighted to see the 60 patients, the hall was full. I'm going to show that message, and the questions they're asking us, really heart-touching.
The new clinic offers people living with Parkinson's disease, dementia, movement disorders access to advanced treatments, multidisciplinary care, and international expertise by World King's College Hospital London experts. The Indonesian Embassy in Bahrain, in collaboration with the Bahrain-Indonesia Business and Friendship Society (BIBFS), held an event titled Info Night on the 40th Trade Expo Indonesia TEI 2025.
Tonight we're going to have the info on the Trade Expo in Indonesia. It's going to be held in the 15th until 19th. This is the 14th Trade Expo that we're going to have. Actually, this is one of the biggest trade expo in Indonesia after Shanghai. Shanghai will be on the next month, this September, and then we are on the October. So, for your example, like last year Trade Expo, we have about 42,000 visitors. Most of them are the foreign visitors, and we also have about 8,000 buyers and 1,800 exhibitors from Indonesia alone. And the transaction last year is amounted until $23 billion. And the place will be in Jakarta. The place is like the beautiful exhibition, the exhibition world that you have in the Zalak, but 2 times bigger than the one. So inshallah, 3 main sectors is going to be Expo. First, of course, the agriculture, food, beverage, the first sectors. The second one was the manufacturers, and the third one was about the fashion and style. So inshallah, last year there were 24 Bahraini businessmen that joined with us. But I hope this year is going to be big, and inshallah it's going to be the benefit of our trade relation and economic relation between the 2 countries. Inshallah. If you would like to join us, please come.
The event saw the attendance of around 50 Bahraini stakeholders from government, business, and other community sectors.
The TEI Trade Expo Indonesia is one of the biggest exhibitions in Asia. It started over 40 years ago. We as Bahrain have been attending for over 13 years as the society, and we feel that it is one of the biggest trade expos in the world, and especially in Asia. We are able to benefit from SMEs in Indonesia, the manufacturing industry, and many sectors.
The Info Night was opened by remarks from His Excellency R.D. Hermawan, Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to the Kingdom of Bahrain, and the Chairperson of Bahrain-Indonesia Business and Friendship Society, Dr. Hana Kano.
In the last few years, we've been able to partner with many Indonesian companies and manufacturing facilities. We've supported imports and exports from Bahrain to Indonesia and vice versa.
The Info Night also showcased a presentation covering an overview of TEI, reasons to attend the Expo, registration procedures, official TEI hotels, and information regarding visa and immigration.
The Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia, in collaboration with the Bahrain-Indonesia Business and Friendship Society, officially inaugurated the Bahrain-Indonesia Cultural Arts and Fashion Exhibition 2025 at the Safiya Ali Kano Hub for Arts. The exhibition brought together a diverse collection of paintings, fashion pieces, and photos, offering visitors a journey into the artistic heritage of Indonesia and Bahrain. Each piece reflected not only the richness of a tradition, but also the spirit of cultural heritage that continues to shape both nations. The opening ceremony began with a ribbon cutting, followed by a guided tour of the exhibition. Guests admire a wide range of artistic works contributed by Bahraini and Indonesian artists, highlighting the cultural richness and creativity of both nations.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much. Today, the Indonesian Embassy, with the cooperations of the support by the Bahrain-Indonesia Friendship and Business Society, of course with the support also by Safiya Ali Kano Hub Centers, the museums, we're going to have today, for the next 3 days, what we call it the cultural art and exhibitions in this beautiful Safiya Kano Hub Centers for 3 days, and it's going to expose the cultural ties between our two countries in the notions of the paintings, cultural art. So you will going to see an expositions of the paintings by a member of board of the BIBFS, especially Nadia and Fatia. And from Indonesian, we also have the collections of the painting that now at the ambassador residence from Indonesia. But most of all, we also have the fashions. So you're going to see the fashions made by members of the board, Mrs. Nadia, and also from Indonesia, Mrs. Nadila, who also have the paintings collections of with the Indonesian motif, with the Bahraini motif, and also other than that, a lot of things also be exposition here. Inshallah, I would like to have more and more guests are coming, just to show that our relations is just more than politics and economics, but also what we call it people-to-people context, especially support by the Bahrain-Indonesia Friendship and Business Society, and also for the most of all is that the support from the communities of Bahrain, especially the Safiya Kano Hub Center.
I participated today. I was very glad when they asked me to participate with some of my paintings. Actually, on the occasion of the Indonesian Independence Day, we are so happy today to participate with the embassy, with the Indonesian embassy. All the members here are really excited and looking forward for the visitors to come here for the coming 3 days, and we are very honored to have all the visitors here.
Malaysia has designated its traditional breakfast practices as Malaysia's breakfast culture, titled Breakfast Culture in Malaysia. It has also officially been inscribed onto the representative list of the Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity, UNESCO, at the 19th session of the Intergovernmental Committee for the Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage, held in Paraguay in December 2024. This is the first Malaysian's food-related nomination to the UNESCO's list. Breakfast culture in Malaysia is a comfort food enjoyed by the multicultural Malaysian society and are available everywhere in Malaysia, especially for breakfast. The dishes symbolize Malaysians' rich heritage and diverse flavors. The three main dishes, namely nasi lemak, roti canai, and teh tarik, are uniquely Malaysians in terms of the taste and nationwide favorite foods. Regardless of demographic, ethnic, or religion, the dishes have also won the heart of many tourists and visitors, evident by the many vlogs that described it as the best Malaysian breakfast.
Thank you very much for having me, and I'm very happy that you were able to join me this morning to experience something very uniquely Malaysian, something that has been recognized by UNESCO. It is the breakfast culture in Malaysia, a multi-ethnic cultural heritage of Malaysia. This morning, I'm able to bring about Friends of Malaysia as well as all the multifaceted society of Bahrain to experience something unique which we brought into the shores of Bahrain. And this morning, in collaboration with Gulf Hotel, we are able to experience 3 types of food of Malaysia, which is registered under the Cultural Heritage of UNESCO, which is the nasi lemak, roti canai, and teh tarik. This combination of 3 elements comes in unison for breakfast in Malaysia. So once you have experienced this, you will be able to at least bring yourself closer to Malaysia, experience something uniquely Malaysian, and the multicultural and ethnicity that comes together in enjoying breakfast together among friends as well as its family. So having this opportunity, I hope that you'll be able to see Malaysia from a different way, from a different view, through its eating experience and culinary experience. So make your way down to Malaysia once you have tried this. And for those first-timers, I look forward to you in Malaysia. And for those who have been to Malaysia, I look forward to your return to Malaysia. See you in Malaysia.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. We hope you enjoyed. As always, be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. We love to hear from you. This was Khalid Hidris. Until next time, good night and God bless.